Greetings everyone, in this video I'm going to be categorizing every single jungle matchup with Talon into one of these four, and to quickly go through them. This one means you should full clear if they are under here. This one means you should do your red side quadrants. Here it means you should try to invade, and this one means you can either go for like a cheeky sneaky Raptors red side style on enemy side. Could be in secret, maybe it's warded, could just brute force it, and this induces a map split if it is warded. Okay, so to begin with, let's start with Mumu, and Mumu is pretty weak early, right? I wouldn't be too threatened by him like in a 1v1 or like if he ganks. If you just track him early game, he can't really do anything. So I'd put him under 3 camp because you have so much freedom to do anything you want really against this guy, and it's very unlikely you go 1v1 him. Okay, moving on, Belveth, one of the most feared picks when you pick Talon. I would put Belveth under full clear ideally, I'd say, because she's so much stronger than you that like what can you do early game, right? She has so many dashes, you can't really proc your passive against her if you invade. So I think she definitely falls under full clear, but I will put her here as well. I think some of these champs deserve to be in 2 categories, and she's definitely one of the level 1 champs. Okay, so she's in here because she likes to invade raptors. Could be late invade, could just be forced. If they are invading late, then just concede, then move on to blue. Could potentially start her raptors, but you're going to be very late, so usually I would just start wolves after that. Closest camp, get to level 2. Brand is not really picked anymore as well. I would personally put Brand in invade though, because he is pretty squishy, his cooldowns are fairly high, and yeah, he's not too hard to invade at level 3. Potentially even level 2, if he starts blue, you can try to do that invade. But of course that requires vision setup. If not invade, then full clear of course. I think Briar would fall under 3 camp, but also level 1. You need to be careful, she might go for like a level 1 cheese invade on the Raptors. I've seen them do this before. Or even level 2. You know, they do some crazy shit on Briar. As long as you don't run into her, then you're fine. Try not to fight like most bruiser champs pretty much head on. I'd say Diana is a 3 camp matchup because her early is not that strong. She's most likely going to full clear. She can't really counter gank too well. So yeah, you have a lot of freedom there as well. You could also invade level 3. Again, she's not that strong early, but you need to make sure if you do go for a level 3 gank, you need to get back to farming very fast because she will just power farm and that could snowball. Okay, Dr. Mondo. This one's tricky because he's one of the fastest clearers in the game, by the way, so it's kind of hard to invade, and I don't think he's that unhealthy, but I think he does fall under invade. You could put him here as well, level 1, forcing a map split. Mondo is one of those champs that you can invade level 3 actually, but this one's a bit different. You actually go for the enemy Krugs here, and hopefully he does red in the meantime, but sometimes they skip red, but you should still have enough time to do Krugs. And then they're kind of forced to invade your blue side, but he's not too strong at this stage of the game, no items, so I think it's a good move. Echo, I'd say invade, simply because he's so weak that you can. One of the few matchups that you can just straight up beat in a 1v1. Okay, Elise, I'd say falls under full clear usually, simply because she's so strong early game that you don't really want to bother like contesting her play or going for a gank, because she can easily counter gank, and you can't really invade as well. It's really hard to proc her passive against her unless she's on like wrap or cooldown, but that's, you know, very weird if it is. So I will just full clear because you do outskill her and play very reactively, you know. Hopefully she makes mistakes. Okay, Evelyn, not really picked anymore. I'd say she falls under invade. She's not too strong early, and if you disrupt her full clear, then pretty impactful. Fiddlesticks, kind of the same. It could be a free camp because he doesn't do much early game, but I put him in invade more than free camp. And a lot of them don't really try to run. They try to just like out drain you, but then you have ignite and you just hold your burst and boom, it's a free kill. But yeah, otherwise free camp, he's not too strong early. You have to make use of that. Gragas, I'd say probably full clear because he's not invadable. His early is decent, he might go for an early play. Graves is very hard. Graves is very, very hard. I'd probably say you want to full clear against him. Yeah, generally speaking, full clear. Yeah, I think Graves falls under here. He's a bit too strong. He's like a stronger Talon and he scales a bit better as well. So you do want to avoid fighting him. Gwen, I would say probably invade, but it makes more sense putting her in free camp because she's really weak early, so you can invade her as well. You have so many options. One of those champs where you can just do whatever, right? Gank, invade. Acheron would be full clear or invade. I'm leaning towards full clear, but he is invadable. It kind of depends on the rune he's taking. Conqueror would be very risky, because if he's charged up with Q, you can just lose. Kind of depends if he's on E cooldown, right? But yeah, that's very risky, so I would say just full clear. As long as he's not meta, if you just mirror the full clear, it's fine. He's not really going to do much. Ivan, honestly, I'm going to put him here because this champ is just fucking weird. I have no idea like what counts him. I seriously don't know in 2025. Just a weird fucking unskilled champ. Okay, Jarvan, I would say full clear because his early is pretty strong. He has a big gap closer, so that makes him hard to invade. He's pretty good at ganking. Yeah, it's pretty hard to play against the early game. So I'll just play safe and full clear because you do outscale. Karthus, okay. Karthus, it's a 3 camp or... No, I want to put him firstly in level 1 because this champ, he clears so fast that you can literally just invade your blue level 4. And that is very hard to deal with if you don't do anything level 1 or level 2 even, if you want to do Raptors to Grump invade. If you just let him play how he wants to play, then yeah, you will be invaded. And there's not much you can do about that if your laner doesn't have prior. So I would say like low key, he is more of a free camp matchup because you're getting invaded regardless if you don't do anything level 1, right? Or level 2. So yeah, like it's not even a full clear if you put him here, right? You get 5 camps and then you get invaded. You might have to just smite and then run away. That works too, but that is a small loss in the end. Because he controls that side of the map, he gets a crab, you're forced to go to the other one, which in some games isn't even guaranteed. Okay, so Kayn is very weak early, of course, especially without Conqueror. So I would say free camp, but you could also try to go for an invade. But the thing is, Kayns are very weird and unpredictable. And genuinely, anything can happen against the Kayn. Kha'zix, I'd say, is a full clear champ because you do scale better than him and he is pretty hard to 1v1 early game. His early ganks aren't that good, but I'd say it's better than Talon, so I would avoid risking falling behind against Kha'zix, so just full clear. Now, Kindred could be anywhere here. Kindred is a champ that depends on the draft the most, so she can just go anywhere, but in general, I would say you'd want to full clear against her. It's very hard to play against champs that have dashes early, especially if they're ranged like Graves, Kindred and Nidalee, which we'll get to soon, because you'll never be able to proc your passive securely, right? Lee Sin probably full clear because he's so much stronger than you early game, right? You never want to fight against this champ, never. Like you have to be 3 levels up mid game, an item and a half minimum up on him. Just don't. Free camp is too risky because you know he's just so much stronger, as I just said, and he can contest any gank you want to make. So yeah, invading is like very hard to do against him as well. Right, Lilia, I would say goes under invade because she's so much weaker than you early game, and yeah, she's pretty squishy too. The only tricky part is that she's fast, but you know, with the element of surprise, then you can proc your passive still, and that might one-shot her. And it's very good to disrupt the full clear for champs like Lilia. You want to hit level 6 ASAP, right? Maokai, I would put under full clear. We're running out of space here. Okay, next Maokai, I'd say full clear. You just outscale him. These ganks aren't too bad early game, so like it's a bit flip if you want to go for a free camp play. Nidalee probably falls under free camp because she will go for an early play herself most likely, whether that's invading you or diving a lane. So it should be very aware of that possibility. Nocturne, I would say full clear because you can't invade someone that you can't proc passive against. Right, Olaf, free camp. He's pretty weak early game. Can invade him as well if you have Ignite. Pantheon, I would say probably full clear. Pretty weird pick, but obviously, you know, he's so much stronger than you early game. Don't want to fight that. Poppy, full clear if you can. She's a bit too strong early, just counters you. Ramos, kind of the same. Kind of seen a pattern here. If they're unkillable, you just full clear, right? Or unfightable. Rek'Sai, I would like to say full clear or level 1. I think level 1 is pretty effective against Rek'Sai. I want to put her here as well. If you can just invade her red side, she is pretty fucked. Like her early game is just non-existent and then she just falls off really hard. Rengar kind of the same. I would say free camp. Free camp and potentially a level 1 invade. When he's red, or you steal Raptors and then go red Krugs after that. But most likely he does start red side. So if you can invade, I think it's good. Otherwise, I'd say do a free camp and then look to invade. But if you can't, then go for a full clear as well. Sejuani, I'd probably put her invade. She's pretty weak. One of the tanks that you can invade. Shaco, probably level 1 is the best here. He's one of the examples where you want to fuck him up level 1 or get vision of him level 1 at least. And you can just destroy his boxes, but you need to be careful, like his team might be stacking as well. But yeah, otherwise, I would say try to full clear if you can, because Talon just straight up outscales Shaco really hard. Skarner, you know, unkillable, so and so much stronger. You know, this champ is just Thanos. What else do I need to say? Talia, invade. She's pretty squishy, not too hard to invade, and her cooldowns are pretty long for the minefield. Just need to make sure she's starting the camp. Udyr is invade as well, but not to kill him, more so just to steal camps. It could be Krugs or blue buff. I think that's good enough when you stop his level 4. Vi would be clear. Really hard to fight these days, early game. You don't want to fall behind that ever. This Vigo stupid champ, I would say free camp. I feel like you have to do something early game, because he's so flippy anyway that, I don't know, full clear just doesn't make sense in my head. I think you can invade him decently at level 3 at Wolves or Red. Else you go for an early gank yourself before he does. Warwick is probably full clear. This champ is weird. Like, you just never win 1v1, so just farm up and outscale hopefully. Woo fucking Kong. Full clear. Again, another bruiser champ that you just can't fight. Xin Zhao, try to full clear. He's one of the weaker champs, surprisingly, as a bruiser. It's really weird to say that, but if he jumps onto you, if you have time to land both with W's, you just win. You just auto trade and burst him at the end. Zac, I think, goes under invade. You can full clear though, and Zyra invade for sure. She clears really fast though, so it's pretty hard. It's kind of like a Karthus, but she's also very, very squishy. I think it's worth giving it a shot. Okay, so these are generally how you want to play early game against every champ here. However, just remember, every draft is different, every game is different, you know, different players, every elo is different, different mindsets. So it's not going to apply to every game. You need to adapt to the changing environment. And yeah, hope this helps. Hope you enjoyed, and good luck in your games.